Hey guys, it's Garvin's Garage, and today we're going to be preparing this truck for winter. We're going to show you the materials, then the tools needed, and then we're going to go through all the steps needed to get this truck ready for winter. These are the materials you're going to need to fluid film your truck and check the temperature your coolant can handle. You're going to need paint to touch up the rust that's starting on your frame, and then you're going to need fluid film, which is a oil protective coating, which is better than undercoat because undercoat peels back and lets water sit in there and causes rust. And that fluid film is an oil that spreads and prevents rust better than undercoat. And then here's plastic bags to wrap around your brakes when you take off your wheels to do a tire rotation. And then you're going to have to use duct tape to wrap the tinfoil around your exhaust and hot parts, and then the masking tape to mask off anything you need it to. And then this thing you put in your coolant and then you let go, and that sucks it up, and then you wait until the balls float, and then the amount of balls floating will tell you what temperature your coolant can handle below freezing. And that we have a sheet that we will leave in the description of info that will give you recommendations to do for your winterizing or getting your vehicle ready for winter steps that we're going to be doing in this video. Here's the list of tools you will need to our vehicle, but yours might be different. So first off, you're going to need jack stands to be able to jack up the vehicle to rotate the tires and take them off. And also you can leave the jacks and jack stands under there to make it easier to fluid film your vehicle. These are blocks of wood that we're going to use to block off the rear tires. And then this is to pump up the tires to the correct PSI. And then here's the gauge to check the tires once you're done pumping it up. Here's our socket that we're going to use to take off and reattach the wheels and tires. Here's the torque wrench that we're going to be using to torque these wheels. These wheels are 140 foot-pounds, but it'll change depending on your vehicle. You could check the manual or look it up online. Here's the breaker bar to brake the lugs, and then screwdriver to remove the tail light, and then a socket set to remove the inner fender liners to be able to get closer and more areas to the body to prevent it from rusting in areas where it commonly rusts. Fill up your windshield wash fluid so that you don't forget to run out while you're flying down the highway and salt's on your windshield and you can't wash it off. Just fill it up all the way. Be careful because it comes pretty quick. And then also what you want to do is test if they work just next time you drive, and check if your defrosters work. Because that'd be bad if one morning you're on your way to work and they aren't working. Here we go. Okay, now we're gonna suck up the coolant to be able to check what temperature it can handle in the winter. So you squeeze this and then put it down as far as you can. Suck it up, pull it, and then you put your finger at the end. And then shake it up, and like flip it, and then let it sit, and then wait until all the balls have settled that are inside. And it looks like they're all rising as of right now. It's gonna take a little bit. They're all floating, so this can handle negative 40 degrees outside. That shows that this coolant is in good condition. And then squeeze it all out. And then you're going to want to just rinse this out with water and then let it dry. So next time you want to use it, it works perfectly. And then screw on the cap, and then you're done under the hood. So for the first step to prepare your underbody for fluid film, you got to paint the rust that you see. So I have isopropyl alcohol on here, and you gotta wipe down the rusty surfaces that you see. so they're perfectly clean after you've cleaned your underbody. And then it'll dry really quickly. And then as soon as it's dry, you can spray it. So now you just gotta paint it. Don't worry about going super thick. Thin will do the same job as thick. Now what you want to do is remove your spare tire to get better coverage of the fluid film, and what you have to do is just look in your owner's manual to drop the spare. Now you have to remove the inner fender liners. On this vehicle it uses an 8mm. Now you got to jack it up to be able to take off the tires to be able to rotate them, and also it'll help you get better under the frame to fluid film. Okay, to remove the tires and rotate them, you have to put on the emergency brake for the rear, or have a friend hold the brake for you in the front, or you can do it while it's on the ground before you jack it up, but we forgot to, I guess. But so for here, what you can do is just put it on, make sure you have the right size, and then since the emergency brake is on, it'll just stay. And then you just do that for all of them, and then you just hand unthread them, or you can use this and go like this, and then pull them off, and then we'll show you what to do later on rotating them. What you want to do now is cover up your brakes so you can actually stop once you're done fluid filming. And just cover the whole rotor and the caliper. And yeah. Now that we're done masking and painting, now it's to fluid filming. We're going to do the doors, hood, tailgate, and then the frame last. And this is what we use to fluid film. We got this for like $30 online. Now that I'm this far, I'd recommend the one that you can attach a hose to and shove into the door and then pull out, and then it gets all over on the inside of the door, but we're doing a great job with this so far. And then you fill this full with fluid film, set the PSI to like 60, and then we just hooked it up to our air compressor. We have 60 gallon, but it barely uses any air. It didn't even run yet once. And just get all the holes in the doors, and we'll show you those steps later. So for fluid filming the doors, the best idea is use the factory holes, and what some people do is they like to drill them. We're not in this case because we have drains, and also we can get through here, and on the back there's a hole right where this is. So we're going to use that to get in the door as best as possible where it normally rots out along the bottom. So we're going to spray that way, and on the front drain. And then we're going to get the hinges, and then same for all the other doors, and we'll go from there. Once you're done with the doors and body panels, what you want to do is get every single hole in the frame and make sure you get it good because you don't want your frame rusting. Now once you spray all the holes in the frame, you want to get the whole frame and the whole underbody. And don't forget to spray the rockers. Now once you're done fluid filming the underbody, now you gotta do behind the lights. So you unscrew there's two screws around this corner, and then you pop it out straight back. Now that you're done preparing your vehicle for winter, click here to subscribe, click here to watch our last video, and look in the description to see a tutorial on how to winterize a vehicle.